Hello students, this is the continuation of the previous video of chapter number 3. In the last video, we saw how the Constitution of India was formed. Now, we will see that why do we need a constitution and what are the salient features of our constitution. So, open page number 15. Why do we need a constitution? What if there is no constitution? No country can function without a constitution. A constitution serves many objectives. So the answer of the question is here that no country can function, can do their work without constitution. And this constitution, it serves many objectives. There are many objectives in it. It is a document which finally weaves the ethos and ideals of our country. So this document, it finally weaves means it connects, it attaches the ethos and ideals of our country. Ethos, it is a word which describes the belief and the ideals of our nation, of our country. It tells us about the kind of government our country would have. So which type of government our country has can be known through constitution. How to run the administration of our country. In a democratic form of government, we elect our leaders so that they can run the administration on our behalf. So, in a democratic form of government, we the citizen elect our leaders by voting so that they can run the administration on our behalf. However, there are provisions in the constitution to check the misuse of power by the leaders, and a provision is also made, that is, the law is also made in the constitution to check that the leaders, they do not misuse their power. So उनकी ताकत का वो गलत इस्तेमाल नहीं कर सके. Now the salient features of our constitution. The first feature, democratic rule. India has adopted the democratic system of government. General elections are held in our country every 5 years, and citizens above the age of 18 are eligible to cast their vote. In India, we have a democratic form of government. Democratic form of government is the government of the people, for the people, and by the people. Elections are held in our country every 5 years, and all the citizens whose age is 18 or more, they cast their vote, they are eligible to give their vote. We cannot imagine democracy without elections. So democratic government is not possible without election. People all over the country play their role in electing their representatives, and all over the country, all the citizens of the country or all the people, they play their role for electing the representatives by casting their vote. Any voter of the country can contest an election irrespective of his or her religion, caste, class or gender. Any voter means any citizen of the country can contest an election, and irrespective of his or her religion, जो भी धर्म का है, जो भी जाति का हो, class or any gender. The elected representatives rule for 5 years. Those who are elected, they rule in the country for 5 years. Every citizen enjoys the freedom to follow religion of his or her choice, as well as freedom of speech, expression and thought. And all citizens, each and every citizen, they have a freedom to follow the religion of his or her choice. अपने हिसाब से जो धर्म फॉलो करना चाहता है वो कर सकता है. As well as freedom of speech, expression and thought, and also the freedom of speech, बोलने की आज़ादी है. Expression and thoughts, अपनी अभिव्यक्ति, अपने विचारों को अभिव्यक्त कर सकता है. Second is secularism. Secular nation means that the government does not conform to the norms of any particular religion in its system of governance. That is, a secular means that no norms with no particular pattern is fixed for a particular religion in the government. Citizens are not discriminated on the basis of their faith, sect or religion. Discriminated यानी भेदभाव नहीं है. Citizens के अंदर भेदभाव नहीं रखते on the basis of faith, sect or religion. Every citizen enjoys the right to follow and propagate the religion of his or her choice, and each and every citizen, they have the right to follow and propagate यानी प्रचार करना, the religion of his or her choice. अपने हिसाब से, अपने मुताबिक जो भी religion follow करना चाहते हैं वो follow कर सकते हैं. Now turn your page, page number 16. Republic. Republic means a government that obtains powers from people directly or indirectly. We have adopted a democratic republic system of government, which means that powers are not limited in the hands of a few privileged people. Rather, it is accessible to all the citizens, irrespective of their caste, class, religion, or gender. So, democratic republic system of government is that the powers are not limited in the hands of a few privileged people. Privileged people means people having special rights. So the powers, they are not in the hands of a certain special people, but the power are in the hand of all the citizens, all the people, and whether they follow any, whether they belong to any caste, class, religion, or gender. Then the organs of government. There are three organs of government. That is page number 17. Legislature, executive, and judiciary are the organs of government. So there are three organs. Now these three organs, they perform different function. So the first organ, legislature, it makes laws, કાયદો બનાવે છે. Executive, with the help of civil service officers, implements the law. Then the second organ, executive, they with the help of civil servants, civil officers, they implement the law and implement the law, લાગુ કરે છે કાયદાને. And judiciary makes people follow the law and does the work of providing justice. And the last organ, judiciary, they make people follow the laws અને does the work of providing justice, ન્યાય આપે છે. Then the next feature is federal state. India is a federal state. There is a distribution of subject on which the central or the state government can frame law. Now federal state, federal means it is relating to a system of government in which several states form a unity but remains independent in internal affairs. That is federal government. Again I repeat, federal government means relating to a system of government in which several states form a unity but remain independent in internal affairs. So here there is a distribution of subjects on which the central or the state government frame laws, and these subjects are under three lists: union list, state list, and the concurrent list. Laws framed by the central government are applicable to the entire nation. So the laws which the central government makes, they are applicable to the entire nation. पूरी दुनिया में वो लागू होते हैं. Now turn your page, page number 18. Fundamental rights. Fundamental rights of Indian citizens are provided by the Constitution of India that was adopted on the 26th of November in the year 1949 but was put in use on the 26th of January 1950. So we saw in the previous video that the Constitution of India was adopted on 26th November 1949, but it was enforced or it was put in use on 26th January 1950. And when it was put in use, at that time the fundamental rights of the Indian citizens were provided. The fundamental rights of Indian citizen guarantee that the resident of the land can lead a peaceful life as long as they inhabit the country. So fundamental rights means the मूल अधिकार, basic अधिकार हर इंडियन सिटीजन को है, and so that they can live a peaceful life, शांतिपूर्ण जीवन जीवे, as long as they inhabited the country, જ્યાં સુધી એ લોકો जब तक वो लोग देश में रहते हैं, inhabit the country जब तक वो देश में रहते हैं. The individual fundamental rights of Indian citizens are most of the time similar in all the democratic countries, and these individual fundamental rights, the basic adhikar, fundamental rights, मूल अधिकारियों, they are same, they are similar, they are same in all the democratic countries. The individual fundamental rights to Indian citizen include the following. So the following rights are included in the individual fundamental rights. First, equality before the law. दैट इज़ कानून के सामने सब लोग बराबर है, ऑल आर इक्वल इन द आइज ऑफ लॉ। फ्रीडम ऑफ रिलीजन, अपने धर्म को प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हैं, आज़ादी है। फ्रीडम ऑफ रिलीजन, दे कैन फॉलो द रिलीजन ऑफ देयर ओन चॉइस। फ्रीडम ऑफ एसोसिएशन एंड पीसफुल असेंबली, शांति से एक जगह पर इकट्ठे हो सकते हैं, एसोसिएशन इकट्ठे हो सकते हैं और अपनी असेंबली कर सकते हैं। फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच एंड एक्सप्रेशन, दैट इज़ फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच, वॉट एवर यू वॉन्ट टू से, बोलने की और अभिव्यक्त करने की आज़ादी। वॉट एवर यू वॉन्ट टू एक्सप्रेस, वॉट एवर यू वॉन्ट टू से, यू कैन से इट फ्रीली। राइट टू कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन रेमेडीज फॉर द प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ सिविल राइट्स, एंड सिविल राइट्स के प्रोटेक्शन के लिए if you have to make any changes, then they can do that changes. That is right to constitution remedies for the protection of civil rights. So students, here we end chapter number 3. And so now for homework, you have to write the answers in your workbook of this chapter.